Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Deepa. Welcome to my channel Together in Fun. Today, let's go through the poem Father to Son by Elizabeth Jennings. Elizabeth Jennings. Jennings ranks among the finest British poets of the second half of the 20th century. Regarded as a traditionalist rather than an innovator, Jennings is known for her lyric poetry and mastery of form. Her work displays a simplicity of meter and rhyme. She always managed to go back to her usual themes: love, religion, death, etc. Her poems are meant to engage lots of people who have suffered what she has or perhaps shared experiences. The poem is about the anguish of a father who has lost all his kinship with his son. His son is now grown up and is busy in his life. The father is bitter about the generation gap between them and the feeling of separation. Father to Son by Elizabeth Jennings. I do not understand this child, though we have lived together now in the same house for years. I know nothing of him, so try to build up a relationship from how he was when small. Yet, have I killed the seed I spent or sown it where the land is his and none of mine? We speak like strangers. There's no sign of understanding in the air. This child is built to my design. Yet, what he loves I cannot share. Silence surrounds us. I would have him prodigal, returning to his father's house, the home he knew, rather than see him make and move. His world, I would forgive him too, shaping from sorrow a new love. Father and son, we both must live on the same globe and the same land. He speaks, I cannot understand. Myself, why anger grows from grief? We each put out an empty hand, longing for something to forgive. Let's go on through the analysis of the poem. I do not understand this child, though we have lived together, now in the same house for years. I know nothing of him, so try to build up a relationship from now he was when small. In this first stanza of the poem, Father to Son by Elizabeth Jennings, the poet shows father saying that he has not succeeded in understanding his son because he himself could not grow up with his son. This might be because when the son was growing differently, the father might have been busy in his course and would have kept him aloof from the changes taking place in the outside world. The narrow-mindedness of the father might have stopped him to understand the changes his son would have been experiencing. But now, the father, having failed to comprehend the height of his son's emotional growth, is making attempt to understand him as a child instead of trying to know the changed world wherein his son is growing up. However, the type of relationship the father now wants to develop with his son will do more harm than any good. For the father will always think that his son is still a little child and is so far not in such a condition when he is able to understand his actual person. Yet have I killed the seed I spent or sown it where the land is his and none of mine. We speak like strangers, there's no sign of understanding in the air. Let's face it, every father wants to design his child as per his own wish and desire. but it goes astray and becomes what he wants to. Similarly, in the second, the father thinks that when he grew the seed of his son, he expected him to grow and take branches under the shade, but now, when he has fully grown, it seems that all his expectations from his son are in vain. Whatever attempts he made and whatever pains and protection he took and gave his son while he was growing are now in vain because he now wants to design his life according to his ways and does not expect his father to do any kind of interference in his life. This is really a very pathetic situation for gardener-like father, who made all possible attempts to help his child grow under his shade, but now feels to be left behind because of the generation gap that has come about with the changing world. The poet says that the father and son now behave like strangers in their own house, and it is hardly possible that they would be able to understand each other. The land that once used to belong to the father is now all for the son, who wants to walk, talk, and live in his own way. There is almost no sign of understanding between both of them. This child is built to my design, yet what he loves I cannot share. Silence surrounds us. In this stanza, the poet shows the self-centeredness of the father, who though wishes to design his son's life according to his own, when it comes sharing what his son likes and feel pleasure in, he avoids revealing it. Where he once used to think that his son would not be able to design his life, but it is time to talk about his son's preferences, he feels ashamed of revealing them. Here, what he loves may mean to the things, trends, and people that his son loves. And when he says, I cannot share, it means a lot. Yes, it could either be the bad things or the good things of his child or self-centeredness of the father, who has now developed a kind of hatred or anger towards what his son likes. I am really amazed to read this stanza, and when I compare it with the previous stanzas, it makes me think about the father, what he was thinking earlier, and what he is now doing when he comes to speaking good things about his son. This stanza also surprises me when silence surrounds us. How could you avoid talking about the seed that you planted with much care and cautiousness? Reading through the stanza, it can be realized that all concerns and worries that the father was showing was nothing but affection of love towards his son. I would have him prodigal, returning to his father's house, the home he knew, rather than see him make and move his world. I would forgive him too, shaping from sorrow a new love. This stanza presents the very different character of the father. Here, the father is shown in a very careless form, which is not expected from any other father on this earth. I am really surprised to see what the father was in the first and the second stanza and how he has become in this stanza. Let's face it, no father in his senses would ever wish his son to go away from him and destroy his life. Why would a father want his son to go and struggle for life? But this is the father who wishes so. He wishes that his son should go away from him and return like the prodigal son in the Bible. This sort of callousness of the father toward his son shows that he never loved his son, However, if we take the stanza in any other way round, it will come to our knowledge that the father wishes his son to live and struggle so that his child can learn about the bitterness of his life and become matured after having encountered the ups and downs of life. He wants his son to return like a matured man full of experiences. This wish of the father may also be because of the tenderness and innocence that his child is going through. Anyway, whatever be the reason the father wishes so, he must stand by his child through thick and thin and help him know about their life through most of the things are known by the human beings itself. But if you can share your experiences with your child, it not only helps him go ahead in his or her life, but also let him take a wise decision when it comes to any hardship in life. However, we must know that to err is human. Father and son, we both must live on the same globe and the same land. He speaks, I cannot understand myself why anger grows from grief. We each put out an empty hand, longing for something to forgive. In this last stanza of the poem, the poet doesn't present what is expected from it. It does talk about the reconciliation, but doesn't give any permanent solution. The father is shown and left lamenting and complaining, but doesn't want to provide any solution. Similarly, the son is shown to be ready to reconcile and live again as they used to live earlier. But this does not end up the problem of generation gap that remains between the father and son. Therefore, as a sign of reconciliation, each of them welcomes one another to live friendly. Some readers may deject and resent on this reconciliation solution, but according to me, there is hardly any solution to the generation gap. There has always been generation gap and it will be so for future generation. The only thing we can do is to understand the feelings of each other, and line of respect must not be crossed and forgotten. The poem Father to Son has a consistent rhyme scheme with an open verse format. The short sentences are juxtaposed with longer sentences. The literary devices used in the poem are simile, alliteration, and metaphor. Generation gap is normal. It is not that it happened all of a sudden, but the mutual lack of understanding, patience are the main symptoms. They live in the same house, but the hearts of the two people are way apart. We just show their existence, but when it comes to actually knowing them, we are somehow lagging behind. There could be uncountable reasons for that. Coming to the poem, both father and son speak like strangers now. Silence surrounds them. But now, when he is gone, and father wishes that he would soon come and he will forgive him without even thinking. But now father and son must learn to live on the same globe and the same land. But at the end, father finally admits that sometimes he is unable to understand himself or why his anger grows from grief. The breaking up of joint family system and the change in our value system have created serious problems for the aged persons. They are denied physical, moral, financial, and emotional support because their children are involved in their own affairs. A feeling that they are unwanted persons have gripped the aged. The attitude towards the aged is marked by hatred, disregard, apathy, and insults. Those elderly persons who have no source of income are the worst sufferers. Growing materialism is the main culprit. Blood is no longer thicker than water. An elderly person who stands between the heirs and the wealth becomes a thorn in their flesh. Many start torturing the aged to death. The aged persons require nothing but love, affection, and respect. So the children must change their attitude. They must not neglect the very source of existence. If you are watching this channel for the first time, subscribe. If you like the content, click the like button and share. If you want to see more of these videos, enable the bell icon. Thank you.